Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing Jund. Mainly this is a Golgari shell, but we are adding red for a couple of flashy cards. Mainly one flashy card and one kind of replacing a cut down card, being Torch the Tower. But the main flashy card that we are playing is Chandra Spark Hunter, a very cool planeswalker from Aetherdrift that does a lot for our deck, and you'll see why in just a second. And it mainly hinges around its passive along with its vehicle making on the 0, creating a 3/2 vehicle. And then we can also plus sacrifice an artifact or discard a card and replace that card with a card draw. This also works well with like Monument, but we're not putting that in this deck specifically today. But with that, at the beginning of combat on our turn, choose up to one target vehicle we control. Until in turn, it becomes an artifact creature and gains haste, so it dodges the crew cost. And that matters a lot when it comes to Lumbering World Wagon, kind of a replacer of the Cornucopia from the big score. But this vehicle is, this vehicle's power is equal to the number of lands we control, which is very nice as we are ramping out with this card's ability. Whenever this vehicle enters or attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. So oftentimes it's most likely swinging as a 5/4, especially if we have a Chandra in that is just a free kind of crew and move up. Whereas the only other option we really have is a Land War Elves and a Sentinel played. But that obviously causes a little bit of issues whenever it's like, when have we played a World Wagon? Can we actually attack with it? Where Chandra just gives it haste and it moves on. Other than that, we are, like I said before, a Golgari shell, playing a lot of removal, a lot of ramp, and things just that kind of matter for the meta. Like for example, the Bailoff for discard, Bristle Farmer as a artifact producer for this and kind of gives us our extra draws. Also can sacrifice an artifact and get us back permanents. Shieldred in here as it's just kind of the best 4-drop in black that we can constantly be playing outside of Akhlazot's, but that's more in the demon deck. Then we have 2 Virtues, which has typically been too slow for best of 1, but hopefully our World Wagon can kind of take that over and make it just good enough. And a Nissa for a lot of the big artifact decks like Synthesizer and stuff like that. So outside of that, we're going to go ahead and dive into games. Hope you all enjoyed them, and let's go game. Okie dokie. My opponent gets faced. Either get to play Sentinel on turn 2, or we Virtue something. One or the other can be true, or both can be true. Really sure. We'll keep. Marsh, we play Land War Elves. Seeing this could mean a lot of things. Okay. It. Blessed and good things at this moment. Play another Land War Elves. Stop me this time. Oh, Tithing Blade is an interesting deck to play over like a Children's Edict. Ooh, okay, maybe they're bringing that back. Enter, destroy target non-land permanent opponent controls mana value 4 or less. Okay. Sure. Sure. I will allow it, I suppose. Let's go get a land. We might as well accelerate here while we can. I'll go grab the first mountain of the game for us. We'll hit them for 1 just because we can. You know, an alpha strike if you would. This does have crew 4, so we need quite a bit. And there's another color open for us from our opponent, which is interesting to say the least. So we'll play a Sentinel. Seems like the doors are open. I don't know why that would be the case. Alright, cool. Chandra on top is good. Oh, this is going to shuffle it away, isn't it? Yeah, but I think hitting them for more here is better. And then ramping into this Virtue is better. I didn't think about that, but also the map makes more sense still. Like, the play still makes sense, right? And our opponent concedes. Okay, I don't know exactly what they were doing. Whether they're supposed to be reanimating something or what. But with that said, we win and we move on. Keep this hand. We have a lot of good things going on. Our lands will enter tapped regardless of what we do, right? Like, whatever land we play on turn 4 will always enter tapped. It'll kind of just depend how we want to do that. Most likely looking to Virtue this. Although, do we surveil land here because of the kind of stress that our mana is going to have? Maybe. I think I'm just going to get rid of this. It's so weird when you have a situation like this where it's going to enter tapped regardless, but we can play this untapped if we want. Kind of a hard line to keep together, and we just keep drawing lands apparently. Well, that's not necessarily great. Play this. Now we just need to stop drawing lands. For whatever reason, we just keep drawing them. 2/2 is most likely going to be enough to kill our creature here. No blocks. No blocks. Here. Nice. At least I get less value off this monster trade than if they would if they played another creature later. But 9 damage, putting us to 15. Obviously pretty stressed. All right, awful draw. Okay, arena, please. Playing the variance game, where I just draw lands and lose against mono red. That sucks, but there's a white. Just gonna use this as like a gain 4 life here, so we can find maybe a removal spell for this challenger. Could have maybe double blocked, I guess, or triple blocked even. Sure. So at least this is a gain 4. We're taking 6. 6. Hey, go for the throat. Welcome to the game. We have to do this now. Get to play this, and then we just kind of hold the line here. Again, they have to find more and more ways to give trample. As long as we can stay alive, we might be fine, but we are at 6. Mouse. Here. Another go for the throat, which is nice. Play here. Bring this up. Combat. Attack. Exile. I don't think it matters here, but we'll just do this. Then we can have this hit for 4. We gain a little bit more life. We go to 9. Obviously, we can throw a block. I don't know if they're necessarily a protection spell as much as they're just burn. That white mana is very limiting, but we'll see. Nothing there. They have double burn spell. They're gonna get me no matter when I respond, so I'm just gonna go for this. If they just have Helix or whatever, all that kind of stuff together, like, I'm going to lose to it regardless. Now we bring up the cottage again. Thankfully, we've been able to get this cottage up and online in this spot. And now we can gain food twice at any point. Gain food, gain life at twice at any point. Flooded. We're able to buy enough time, make this a decent enough creature that we were fine. To do absolutely nothing here, it might just be play Virtue. We'll sacrifice food here in response to a shock. Sure. Now it's 7, and they concede. Okay, wow. A game I didn't really think we were going to get out of, but we sure did. So with that said, we'll move on. The opponent goes first. 2 Landwar Elves into like 2 solid 3-drops, so we'll keep. Yep. Here. Landwar Elves goes away. We go into theater and move on from there, but we'll see. Here's my tome. Perfect. Here, let's just go get the mana. You can read it after it resolves, boss. Come on now. I should have grabbed the green, but it's okay. Oh my. I'm not gonna lie. In the nicest way I can ever say this, I hate our opponent. Anybody that puts this card in play, you're gross. You make me sick. Sentinel. Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Here. Although I don't know. This is a situation where like keeping that's fine because they have the mill. Surveil. They're gonna mill us over, so whatever it is, we keep on top regardless. We're also gonna shuffle it away, which maybe should have been the idea with the torch, because they are playing mill. Like, just keep the card in the deck. 5. They're wagging 2 cards. Hit for 5. Down to 15. The only real issue of doing both of these tapped is now split up as an option. Blow up both our creatures, if that's what they're on. Oh, okay. Cool. Go for Chandra here. I have enough to pay around No More Lives, but if I could bring up the wagon. Solve. Auto pay. What's play now, Chief? Vehicle.
If this is the competition, I could win on an ornithopter.
Still gonna target the wagon, but I'm gonna have a vehicle for Chandra to target every turn. Let's go to combat for 10.
Go even faster.
My Sentinel having Vigilance. The kind of split up cards are not gonna be that great. I keep grabbing a mountain for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure why. Down to 4. Go, Mr. Mill. They do have 4 more life, by the way, than what they currently say, because they can scry, and then they can scry again, and they'll gain 4. On top, I would assume on land. Sure. Through 1. That's a good game. I'm not gonna be toxic. So when we play Landware Elf. Here. Combat. Target here. Chandra giving the wagon a free attack is insane to me, by the way. That's gonna get it done. They'll gain 4, and we have way more than that. By way more, we have 2 more than 8 damage, but we end up coming away with that win. Very cool. Let's move on. All right, we need to go first. Pretty solid hand here. I know it's a lot of lands, but anytime you can go like Landware Elves into something like this on turn 2 is so good. But we play land. We play Landware Elf. We pass. Our opponent plays tap land. We play the wagon. Okay, they didn't play tap land. Okay, but regardless, we play the wagon. And now we get to play Chandra and attack with said wagon, which is obviously great. Let's play a mountain. So obviously we have the red source to actually play the Chandra. Or do I just go for second wagon here? It's like the weird thing where if like they do have a counter spell, I can't actually pay for Chandra. So let us go play land here, and let's play second wagon. And then hold up this go for the throw for a flash creature. We're playing around Phantom Interference if you're curious what card we're playing around. Worst. Go. Play that Fairy Mastermind, dude. Oh, play the Drowner, dude. I don't want to deal with Kaido, so we're going to get rid of this while we can. Now my Landware Elves is locked up. Let him out. There's a Preacher, sure. Oh, yo, Nissa, you mean that? The top card doesn't matter, but I don't want any more Landware Elves anyway, because we're going to shuffle that card away. I can plus if I want to, but I'm going to go ahead and make a 3-2. I'm going to target the big whip, if you would. We're in. And our opponent said, nah, I'm good. I'm good, fam. Feel like I tapped out. You played around my counter spell. What am I supposed to do now? Very cool. We move on. Oh boy. No black mana. It's a little tough. I think I have to maul. Okay. Guess that. Now we'll hope that way you draw well. Alright, at least it's a slower match so we get the choice, right? Right now, lands can go. We need just more kind of interaction, effective stuff. Would. We get to play our surveil lands, huh? Keep bending, I suppose. Then we go Sentinel into Chandra, I guess. I can't answer that, but sure. We're gonna get to draw and make a dude. So good at this game. We have fallen behind. We have fallen behind. We are a shell of oneself, if you would. We say our Sentinel as a 3/4 is pretty good, but it gets hit with the go for a throat, sure. If I could stop drawing lands, I'd be a little bit happier than I was previously on this turn. Let's play Chandra. We're gonna sacrifice this map token.
When this race is over,
Although in theory you
we're
could
all gonna be
discard a
toast.
land, but there's just no reason
All right, team. New
right
play.
now. There's a torch. I have to virtue and torch this preacher? That doesn't feel good.
Kick it into high gear.
I don't like that at all. One mode doesn't happen if they attack a planeswalker, which may be what they do with the preacher. I'm not sure. 4 mana from them, too. They still make a creature? And I still get to draw a card? So messed up, man.
Hands off the bike.
Why is the draw effect on that one? Okay. Sure. Sure. Wow, am I ever supposed to win, dude? I have to like make a vehicle. What in the world? This is a tough spot to be in. I'm gonna play this. This is a really tough spot. 3-2.
Let's see how fast it goes.
Here and here. Here. No, thank you. Now my Chandra is gone. That's like why it's so tough of a spot. Now I just don't have that card its value.
Fail.
They got no value this way, so that's pretty good for us. Dude was made. No card could be drawn. Okay. Man. I barely even want to play this game. Play Shieldred, I guess. Sure. I don't think we have a way to outlive the Archfiend. Especially when they play an Aclazotz or something here. Sure. Unless just playing Shieldred is good enough. One can hope. It's not. I was hoping it was. It's not. We have a way to reset this board right now, and the answer is no, not really. That's just not gonna do it. What? That's sick. Yeah, I mean, just drawing lands is just not gonna get it done, dude. I don't know. Cool. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we have removal, right? and removal, and then we have like a nice solid way with Chandra to win the game if we get to turn the corner immediately on that turn. If it's not the case and our removal's dead, then we're probably going to struggle. A little tough. Or win the game. Who knows? I don't choose.